Hello students, welcome back to my channel JP Physics. In last lecture we have discussed about what is mean by refraction of light, what are the laws of refraction, what is Snell's law, all that things we have discussed in last lecture. What was that Snell's law? That is sin I upon sin R is equal to constant, and that constant is called as refractive index. Ratio of sin I to sin R, it is called as a refractive index. Now in this lecture we are going to discuss about what is mean by absolute refractive index and what is mean by relative refractive index. So let's start our today's lecture, that is absolute refractive index. What is mean by absolute refractive index? See, when ray travel from vacuum to any denser medium, then it is called as, means when we take that refractive index of that medium in which the light is traveling, that will be absolute refractive index. That is refractive index of any medium with respect to vacuum. It is called as absolute refractive index. ज्यावेळी आपण रिफ्रॅक्टिव्ह इंडेक्स कॅल्क्युलेट करत असतो कुठल्याही मीडियमचा, पण लाईट कुठून यायला पाहिजे? व्हॅक्यूम मधून यायला पाहिजे. लाईट व्हॅक्यूम मधून जर त्या मीडियम मध्ये शिरत असेल, एंटर करत असेल, इन्सर्ट होत असेल, तर त्यावेळी जो आपण रिफ्रॅक्टिव्ह इंडेक्स घेणार त्या मीडियमचा, दॅट रिफ्रॅक्टिव्ह इंडेक्स विल बी absolute refractive index. That is refractive index of any medium with respect to vacuum. It is called as absolute refractive index. So, if light is traveling from vacuum to glass, if I consider light is traveling from vacuum to glass like this, light incident here, it will bend towards the normal. That is rare to denser, ray bends towards the normal. Here it is angle of incidence and this will be angle of refraction. Correct? Then what is Snell's law? That is second law of refraction. It is sin I upon sin R. It is called as refractive index. Now this refractive index, in this case it will be refractive index of glass. The medium in which the light is going to be inserted. Light is entering in that medium, coming from vacuum. Light येते कुठून? Vacuum मधून. जाते कुठल्या medium मध्ये? Glass मध्ये. मग ज्यावेळी मी या ग्लासचा रिफ्रॅक्टिव्ह इंडेक्स लिहिणार, त्यावेळी तो विथ रिस्पेक्ट टू काय असणार? व्हॅक्यूम असणार. सो दॅट रिफ्रॅक्टिव्ह इंडेक्स विल बी absolute refractive index, and it is simply written as Ng. N is the symbol for refractive index, and of what? It is of glass. Refractive index of glass. With respect to vacuum, you can understand if there is a nothing at the top. Here there is a nothing. इथं जर काही लिहिलेलं नसेल तर तुम्ही समजायचं की हा कसला रिफ्रॅक्टिव्ह इंडेक्स आहे? ॲब्सोल्यूट रिफ्रॅक्टिव्ह इंडेक्स आहे. Absolute refractive index. Absolute refractive index means refractive index of this medium, means this glass with respect to vacuum. So sin I upon sin R will be Ng. Now we are going to see another formula for this also. Sin I upon sin R is equal to Ng. We can write here C upon Cg also. What is C here? C is the velocity of light in a vacuum, and Cg, it is the velocity of light in glass. This is another formula for refractive index, that is velocity of light in vacuum divided by velocity of light in medium, or here it is in glass. We have taken the medium as a glass. So I will write here velocity of light in glass. Simply if you want to write the ratio generally, then velocity of light in vacuum divided by velocity of light in medium, that will be refractive index of that particular medium. Are you getting this? What is the absolute refractive index? It having now two formulas. One, it is C upon Cg, and this is sin I upon sin R. Sin I upon sin R. Velocity of light in vacuum divided by velocity of light in glass, that is equal to sin I upon sin R, that is refractive index of glass. Any medium, here glass, there will be water. If we consider air also, it will be the refractive index of air with respect to vacuum. But generally we take the velocity of light in vacuum and air, that is 3 into 10 raised to 8 meter per second. But here there is a absolute refractive index will be taken as refractive index of any medium with respect to vacuum. You understood this? Depend upon this only you have to solve numericals, very simple numericals. We will take one for example. See, if we have given the quantity as refractive index of glass, that is what, Ng is equal to 1.5, then find velocity of light in what is glass. Velocity of light in glass. Given quantity will be velocity of light in vacuum. It is 3 into 10 raised to 8 meter per second. What we have to find out here, see, refractive index of glass, that is Ng, is nothing but 1.5. Then find the velocity of light in glass. We have to find out the velocity of a light in glass. आपल्याला ग्लास मध्ये असलेली velocity find out करायची आणि त्यांनी काय दिले, रिफ्रॅक्टिव्ह इंडेक्स ऑफ ग्लास आपल्याला दिलेला आहे. बरोबर, म्हणजे गिवन क्वांटिटी तुमच्याकडे दोन आहेत. एक म्हणजे रिफ्रॅक्टिव्ह इंडेक्स ऑफ ग्लास दिलेला आहे 1.5 आणि दुसरं म्हणजे velocity of light दिलेली आहे in vacuum, that is 3 into 10 raised to 8 meter per second. So what is our formula? Formula is Ng is equal to C upon Cg. Correct? That is Ng is equal to C upon Cg. Which are the given quantities with us? Ng and Cg. आपल्याला काय given quantity आहेत? Ng आणि Cg दिलेला आहे. Ng आणि C दिलेला आहे. Cg आपल्याला फाइंड आउट करायचं आहे. बरोबर आहे? वेलोसिटी ऑफ लाइट इन ग्लास आपल्याला फाइंड आउट करायचं आहे. आणि आपल्याला दिलंय काय, वेलोसिटी ऑफ लाइट इन व्हॅक्यूम दिलेली आहे, वेलोसिटी ऑफ लाइट इन रिफ्रॅक्टिव्ह इंडेक्स ऑफ ग्लास दिलेला आहे. मग आपण काय करूया, Cg ला इकडे लेफ्ट साइडला मल्टिप्लाय करूया, Ng ला डिवाइड करूया. सो देयरफॉर Cg is equal to C upon Ng. Cg is equal to C upon Ng. What is C here? C is, I will write here, Cg is equal to, C का है 3 into 10 raised to 8 meter per second divided by, what is Ng? Ng is nothing but 1.5. So if I replace or if I remove this decimal point, I have to multiply this by 10. I will multiply numerator also by 10. Therefore it will be 30 here. So 15 2s are 30. What will be Cg? Cg will be 2 into 10 raised to 8 meter per second. 2 into 10 raised to 8 meter per second. This is the velocity of a light in glass. That is velocity of a light in glass medium. If we know the refractive index of any medium and velocity of a light in vacuum, we can find out the velocity of a light in glass. You understood this numerical? It is depend upon absolute refractive index. Okay? You understood this? Not. Okay. So now we will discuss relative refractive index. You understood this? Or again I have to repeat. See, what is mean by absolute refractive index? Absolute refractive index is nothing but the refractive index of any medium with respect to vacuum. रे ज्यावेळी व्हॅक्यूम मधून कुठल्याही मीडियम मध्ये जात असेल तर त्यावेळी जो आपण रिफ्रॅक्टिव्ह इंडेक्स देऊ त्या मीडियमचा, त्यावेळी तो काय असणार आहे, ॲब्सोल्यूट रिफ्रॅक्टिव्ह इंडेक्स. ओके, सो लेट अस डिस्कस व्हॉट इज मीन बाय रिलेटिव्ह रिफ्रॅक्टिव्ह इंडेक्स. रिलेटिव्ह रिफ्रॅक्टिव्ह इंडेक्स. What is mean by relative refractive index? See, when light travel from one medium to another medium, not from vacuum, one medium to another medium, that time we take the concept as a relative refractive index. Let us how see. if this is water and this is glass, correct? Light traveling from water to glass, it will bend towards the normal because water is rarer than glass. Okay, now this is angle of incidence and this is angle of refraction. If I take velocity of light in water as VW, then velocity of light in glass, let it taken as a Vg. Okay, so how I'm going to write the refractive index of glass with respect to water. Why glass with respect to water I am taking? See, the refractive index of that material in which the light is entering. आता इथं लाईट कुठे एंटर होतोय? ग्लास मध्ये. आलाय कुठून लाईट? वॉटर मध्ये. बरोबर आहे. म्हणजे जर लाईट वॉटर मधून ग्लास मध्ये जात असेल तर मी रिफ्रॅक्टिव्ह इंडेक्स कोणाचा लिहिणार? ग्लासचा विथ रिस्पेक्ट टू वॉटर. सो we have to write like this: refractive index of glass with respect to water. I will write some here only. See, refractive index of glass with respect to water. With respect to we have to write here. And the refractive index of glass, that is we have to write here. Refractive index of glass with respect to water. And what will be the formula? See, velocity of light. Velocity of light in water divided by velocity of light in glass. With respect to water, that will be in the numerator. Whose refractive index? That velocity will be in denominator. येते का लक्षात? ज्याचा रिफ्रॅक्टिव्ह इंडेक्स काढायचा आहे आपल्याला त्याच्यामधली वेलॉसिटी आपण कुठे लिहिणार आहे? डिनॉमिनेटर मध्ये. आणि ज्याच्यामधून लाईट आलेली आहे त्याचा जो वेलॉसिटी आहे त्या मीडियम मधली जी वेलॉसिटी आहे ती आपण कुठे लिहिणार आहे? न्यूमरेटर मध्ये. सो वेलॉसिटी ऑफ वॉटर डिवाइडेड बाय वेलॉसिटी ऑफ ग्लास. Okay, in this case we can write another formula also. See, in terms of refractive index, we know as the refractive index goes on increasing, velocity goes on decreasing. Means there is inverse relation between velocity and refractive index. See, velocity of a light is maximum in vacuum, rare medium. But velocity of a light in glass, we have seen in last example also, it is 2 into 10 raised to 8 meter per second. 3 and 2. 3 into 10 raised to 8 meter per second, it is in a air or vacuum. And 2 into 10 raised to 8 meter per second, it was in a glass. Means as the refractive index goes on increasing, velocity goes on decreasing. Remember this thing? Density increases, refractive index also increases, but density decreases, refractive index also decreases, but velocity goes on increasing. Means there is an inverse relation between refractive index and the velocity. So if there is a velocity of a light in water divided by velocity of a light in glass, then this formula, refractive index of glass with respect to water, we can write refractive index of, this will be the absolute refractive index. This will be the absolute refractive index because simply I am writing like Ng and divided by Nw. That is refractive index of glass divided by refractive index of water. Velocity of light in water divided by velocity of light in glass. Water divided by glass. Here what I have written? Refractive index of glass divided by refractive index of water. Glass upon water. लक्षात कसं ठेवू शकता तुम्ही? हे ग्लास विथ रिस्पेक्ट टू वॉटर आहे, बरोबर आहे. रिफ्रॅक्टिव्ह इंडेक्स कुणाचा आहे? ग्लासचा आहे. ज्यावेळी आपण रिफ्रॅक्टिव्ह इंडेक्सच्या फॉर्मॅटमध्ये फॉर्म्युला लिहायचा आहे त्यावेळी Ng न्यूमरेटर मध्ये आला पाहिजे, Nw डिनॉमिनेटर मध्ये. रिफ्रॅक्टिव्ह इंडेक्स वॉटरचा डिनॉमिनेटर मध्ये आणि ग्लासचा कुठे आला पाहिजे? न्यूमरेटर मध्ये. वेलॉसिटी मात्र उलटी झाली पाहिजे. वेलॉसिटी काय आहे? वेलॉसिटी ऑफ लाईट इन वॉटर न्यूमरेटर मध्ये, वेलॉसिटी ऑफ ग्लास, वेलॉसिटी ऑफ लाईट इन ग्लास डिनॉमिनेटर मध्ये. इथं पहिल्यांदा काय आहे? वॉटर न्यूमरेटर. हे कुठे आहे? फुटला म्हणजे यांच्या खालच्या बाजूला इथं लिहिलेला आहे ग्लास, त्यामुळे त्याची वेलॉसिटी. जे वरच्या बाजूला आहे त्याचीच त्याच्यामधलीच वेलॉसिटी, जे खालच्या बाजूला लिहिलेलं आहे त्याची वेलॉसिटी डिनॉमिनेटर. याच्या बरोबर उलट काय होणार आहे, रिफ्रॅक्टिव्ह इंडेक्स ऑफ ग्लास डिवाइडेड बाय रिफ्रॅक्टिव्ह इंडेक्स ऑफ वॉटर. So refractive index of glass with respect to water will be Ng upon Nw, and this velocity you can write like this: velocity of water divided by velocity of a glass. Means refractive index of glass with respect to water, I can write Vw upon Vg is equal to Ng upon Nw. हे रिलेशन इनवर्स आहे. इथं वॉटर आहे, इथं ग्लास आहे. हे न्यूमरेटर मध्ये ग्लास आहे, डिनॉमिनेटर मध्ये वॉटर आहे. सो देयर विल बी इनवर्स रिलेशन बिटवीन रिफ्रॅक्टिव्ह इंडेक्स अँड वेलॉसिटी ऑफ लाइट. You understood the concept of relative refractive index? See, here if I want to write opposite, see, if I want to write refractive index of water with respect to glass, refractive index of water with respect to glass, then I have to write Cg upon Cw. Well, or Vg upon Vw. You can write Vg upon Vw. In your book, it is used the notation as V. So, Vg upon Vw. Glass, glass. Water, water. Velocity of glass divided by velocity of water. In terms of refractive index, it will be get inverse. That is Nw upon Ng. Refractive index of water divided by refractive index of glass. So, you have understood the concept of relative refractive index and previous, that is absolute refractive index. If you understood that, comment in comment box. And if you like my channel, if you like my video, like, share and subscribe it. And also press the bell icon so you will get the notification about next lecture. And give me or ask me any doubts regarding this topic, regarding this chapter or any other chapter from physics. I will try to answer it in comment box. Okay, thank you.